Good morning, everybody. It's Brett, your thankful carnivore. It is Wednesday, January the 29th. 2020 is well underway, my friends. We're almost done with month number one. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble on about these things related to the carnivore way of eating that I find interesting. And you can check me out across all my social media at thankful.carnivore on Instagram, on Twitter where the meat-eating savages run wild. It's Stickman Bleeding. That's STICKMANBLEEDIN. Facebook, YouTube, Thankful Carnivore. Today I want to talk about community. And before I forget, you can get a 30-minute coaching session at meatrx.com for under $20. That's right, a certified carnivore coaching session for under $20 at meatrx.com. Listen, community. There's a couple definitions of community. You know, number one is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common, say the scientific community. And it's relevant to the keto, low-carb community. You know, you've got the carnivores, the paleo, the low carbers, you know, Atkins types, the keto people. We're all one kind of community there. And number two, the other definition is a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. And again, I think we've got, the carnivore community, the keto people, the paleo folks, the low carb folks. I think we're all here together. I think we're all one big community with our own specific neighborhoods. And, we all in general seem to believe that human beings should be in control of their health and that diet is the way to go about doing this. And most of us come to it after decades of fighting with our weight, fighting with chronic illness. Well, I won't say most. I'll say many of us did. Most of the people I know, that's how they got into it. And, for many, low carb works. For some, low carb wasn't enough. For me, low carb wasn't enough. I didn't do keto, and I never did the paleo diet. But based on what I've observed, I don't think them by themselves, as written, as I understand them, would be enough for me. But the carnivore diet worked perfect for me. Now, that doesn't invalidate all those other ways of eating that work for millions of other people just fine. My point is folks get into this because basically we're sick and tired of being fat, sick and tired. And we want to be in control. We want to feel healthy. We want to feel good. We want longevity. We want a good quality of life. We don't want to just exist, which is what happens under the managed illness paradigm. Take these meds and they'll treat your symptoms. It won't be quite so bad, but you'll have to take those pills for the rest of your life. Ha 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 ha. No, we're not up about that, are we? We know we're not broken. We know that we didn't get a bad roll of the genetic dice. We were just putting garbage into our mouths. And I find the low carb community, the carnivore community in particular, to just be a wonderful, wonderful thing to be a part of. You hear me talk a lot lately about inflammation and how if you're not inflamed, you tend to be a nicer, more open person. Well, that's the carnivore low carb community, the low carb keto community. And, we don't all agree on everything all the time, like any other community, any other family, if you will. There's disagreements on things, but the goals seem to still be the same. And nobody's like, if I disagree with somebody in the community, okay, we had a disagreement. It's not the end of the world. They don't need to be X'd out of my existence. That's rather foolish. Because I could still learn something from them, even though I disagree with them on one or two topics, whatever they might be. And vice versa. I honestly have never felt like in the carnivore community, it's if you don't do this or you don't live that way or this way, well, then you're not a part of the community. There's no dues. There's no you have to be you have to be in ketogenesis for X number of weeks to be considered a part of this community. There's none of that. You have to eat X, Y, or Z only, or you. Now we have people that do that silliness, and we point out the community in general points out the foolishness of it and goes on. We don't sit around spinning our wheels, wasting time and energy on nonsense when we could be out sharing our stories, helping other people learn about our experiences so that they could take control of their health with their own hands and change what they put into their mouth so that they can experience healing and life without inflammation. Some of the people that I want to mention, these are folks that I look up to in the community. The first couple I'm going to mention are two of the three people that I learned this way of eating from, or learned about this way of eating from. And number one, I got to list Dr. Sean Baker. And right behind him, I want to put Amber O'Hearn. I've learned so much from these two individuals in very different ways. Dr. Baker is a born leader of people. He's a visionary person. And I'm so blessed to be a part of the MeatRx family, which is, I believe, a valid part of the carnivore community now. It's a place where carnivores gather. We have daily meetings. And it's one of the reasons I feel so much this sense of community when we're all together, when we're in our groups, having our meetings, coaching people, helping others, answering people's questions. There's no competition. There's no, for the most part, there's no, I want X amount of minutes to say what I got to say. It's, people are there to share and to learn. And it's not a race. It's not like I said, it's not a competition. It's not, there's not even a ladder to climb, let's say. It's just helping everybody help others. And I'll tell you what, that's a beautiful community to be a part of, in my opinion. I love it. I enjoy every moment. Being able to interact and talk daily with people from all over the world, different parts of America, North America, South America, Europe. It's really been, New Zealand, Australia. It's really been wonderful. And we're at the very beginning of all this, my friends. It's going to grow and get bigger. We are so blessed to be in this. Some other people I want to mention. On the keto side, I want to mention Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Brian and Dr. Tro of Low-Carb MD podcast. And I don't try to pronounce their last names because I suck at trying to pronounce their last names. We've got Ivor Cummins, Dave Feldman, Siobhan Huggins doing some incredible research. Bart Kay, another outstanding researcher out of New Zealand. These are insanely intelligent human beings. And they just want everybody to learn what works, why it works in our bodies, why fat gives us energy, why the destructive carbs cause the problems that they do, why sugar is so addictive, why it's so destructive. And they've explained in ways that this dumb old guitar player can understand that insulin resistance is just evil for human bodies. It's awful. And they want folks to know how to avoid metabolic problems. They want everybody to be healthy and happy too. That's just part of what makes them such good and special people. I want to include Amy Berger in there too. Just a fantastic group of individuals doing great work for humanity, not making a ton of money doing it, not getting rich, but helping other people and investing in helping more. It's a beautiful thing to see and be a part of, either up close or from afar. Um, it's one of the reasons that I find I could talk to anybody across the spectrum, whether they're keto, whether they're carnivore, paleo, and we all share the same similar goals. And there's no, oh, you're paleo, I can't talk to you. There's none of that nonsense. People trying to help people. And I want to mention three other carnivores that I consider leaders in the community just by their example and by their actions. And that's Charles Washington, the administrator, number one administrator of the Zero on Health group. He's a 12-year carnivore, I believe. Kelly Hogan is a 10-year carnivore, helps with that group as well. Dana Shute of Zero Carb Health, she's a 10-plus year carnivore. She's just solid as a rock, a voice for consistency, what works, what doesn't. And then there's Dr. Lisa, whose last name I can't recall. It starts with a W, and I apologize, Lisa. I'll do better at pulling your name up next time. Or actually, I'll write it out on my notepad and not assume that I'll remember how to say it correctly. But these folks are just, they're well, Dr. Lisa's a physician, but she deals with eye medicine more than anything else. I can't remember the specific term. But everybody else is just, they're just people. They're just civilians like you and me. And they spend their days working, living their lives, and helping others, teaching them about the carnivore way of eating. My friends, we're blessed to be a part of a wonderful community. Let's make it grow. Let's get outside our bubble, outside of the community to grow it. Let's share our stories and let the world know that you can live without inflammation and experience positive, awesome health on a level you never imagined. Have a great day, my friends. Enjoy your community and your family to the best of your ability. Do the things you need to do to take care of you. Eat your meat, drink your water, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget, you got something to be thankful for.